What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today's video, we're going to be talking about pro days and if they really matter or not. Obviously, this week, as recently as yesterday, CJ Stroud and many of the other top quarterbacks are soon to follow in having their pro days. And there's been a lot of buzz, as there always is around draft time, about pro days and which quarterback does great, which quarterback's draft stock rises or falls, et cetera, et cetera. But I'm here to talk about if pro days really matter to NFL teams. Because obviously, us fans, we eat them up. But I just want to talk about that for a second. But before we get into this video, please make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. We are closing in on my big goal of 69 subscribers. So if you enjoy these videos, or if you've enjoyed videos in the past, or you think you'll enjoy future videos, please make sure to subscribe and like the video and leave a comment on your thoughts down below. I love hearing from you guys. You already know that. But let's get right into it. So, talking about the pro days, CJ Stroud had his yesterday, and I think it's an interesting topic because I was listening to one of the ESPN mock drafts with Mel Kiper, and he said a line that kind of stuck out to me. He said, "I'm not interested in seeing quarterbacks throw against air." And the more I've been thinking about it, the more I'm kind of piecing together how useless I think pro days are. Because at pro days, quarterbacks, they show off their arm strength, they show off their accuracy against, no defenders, throwing to their receivers, whatever. So it's the easiest conditions that they could. It's 9 times out of 10 in an indoor facility. So the weather is not a factor, the defense is not a factor, the pressure is really not a factor. They're throwing to guys they're familiar with. Those are not any accommodations that are pretty much going to be for them when they're rookies. They're going to be throwing against good defenses. They're going to be throwing not with their college teammates. They're going to be throwing probably not in a dome unless you play for one of the few teams with the dome. So it's a little interesting, and it's not necessarily a good indicator of what they're going to do in the league. Additionally, there are so many other elements to playing quarterback other than just arm strength and accuracy against air that, to me, it's just not a good indicator of who's going to be a great quarterback. I think the prime example here is Zach Wilson. I don't know if you guys remember a few years back, Zach Wilson had a fantastic pro day. Literally one of the best pro days I've ever seen. And it was great. I mean, he threw off his back foot. He did one where he rolled out to his left, flipped his hips, threw it like 60 yards down the field, right on the money. It was a good throw. And people were like, "Wow, Zach Wilson, he's got it. He's got it." And he plays in the NFL and he sucks dick and balls. Like, he's just awful. So I think that there's something to be said about guys who are preparing specifically for their pro day in an effort to just look good in front of the scouts, to look good in front of the coaches, to tantalize the audience, however you might say that. So I think that that is a very real factor. So I think that that's what some people say about the combine too, but at least the combine's purpose is to test your athleticism, which, I mean, if you're athletic, right? That's kind of the thing. And yes, you can train to get better at the combine to make your numbers a little bit better, but by and large, your numbers are a pretty good indicator of how you are as an athlete. You know, um, if you're fast, you're going to run a good 40. If you're strong, you're going to bench press a lot of weight. If you're agile, you're going to do good in the three cone and the shuffle drills, right? So the combine does, I think, a good job of measuring athleticism, whereas pro days, especially for quarterbacks, are really about um, I don't know, scripting and how to present yourself well in front of NFL coaches and scouts. So I do wonder as well, and I've been doing a little research on this the past day or two. Does the scouting combine, or I'm sorry, does the pro days really matter for teams? Like, for example, do some quarterbacks, certain teams' draft boards change drastically based on a player's pro day? And from all my research, no. The answer is no. It's good to obviously coaches love meeting players as many times as they can, um, and seeing the players and talking with them in person. So that is obviously a good trade. But no NFL team, in my opinion, or at least in the research I've done, will drastically alter their rankings board based off of a player doing great or poorly in a pro day. Um, that's just not going to happen. From what I saw, Zach Wilson was going to be the second quarterback picked. The Jets, no matter what he did at his pro day. Did it help him? Yes, I'm sure it did. But I'm pretty sure he probably would have been the second quarterback taken, the second overall pick, regardless. So there's kind of some thoughts to be had there. Another interesting piece of research that I did, I actually researched Peyton Manning's pro day, and I saw that his pro day was dog shit. And you have to remember that in the 1998 draft, there was a big debate on Peyton Manning versus Ryan Leaf. Who would the Colts take in number one overall? You know, which guy? There was a lot of people saying Ryan Leaf. He was a better athlete. You know, maybe stronger arm. Yada yada yada. Peyton Manning did not have a good pro day. Peyton Manning threw wobbly passes. You know, I think he misfired a few times. It didn't affect him. He still went first overall, Hall of Famer. Ryan Leaf was out of the league in like 3 years. Okay, so do pro days have a big effect on teams? Probably not. To answer the question of this video, probably not. But I think my theory is that teams really value the interpersonal communication they get to have with these players, or in-person communication that you get to have with the players, to see them live, to see them throw live, to talk to them, to go out to dinner with them, whatever. Um, and I think that sometimes, you know, a nice throw, um, you could see their athleticism, you could see their footwork in person. Those are all nice things. But for the most part, those big throws, those bombs you see, those, twirling around, spinning, flipping your hips and throwing, those are kind of just for the fans and kind of just for social media. Obviously, good for NFL teams to see, but doesn't really affect them. I don't know if you guys remember last year, Malik Willis had a really good pro day. Um, and there was a big buzz. Oh, he's gonna be a first round pick. Oh, whatever. And trust me, guys, I am a Seahawks fan. Every Seahawks fan in the world, including myself, wanted the Seahawks to take Malik Willis at 9, at 40, at 41, at 55. I think was our next pick. We didn't take him, and he fell all the way to like the third round. If pro days mattered, he would have been a first or second round pick. So I think pro days are definitely overrated. They're good. They are not completely obsolete, but I believe that their purpose is often overestimated by the fan base, including myself and media members and mock drafters. But real NFL guys, real NFL executives, real NFL coaches probably don't put much stock into pro days. But it is always an interesting topic every year. And it's good for quarterbacks to reaffirm a lot of the things that coaches are saying. But again, ultimately, I don't think it'll kill your draft stock too much. But let me know what you guys think about pro days. Let me know what your thoughts are. I'm very interested to hear. I know we have Malik Willis. I know we have Bryce Young. I know we have Anthony Richardson and Will Levis, and I believe Hendon Hooker as well coming up in the next week or so. So expect a lot of buzz on social media about, oh, so and so made this throw. One guy, I'm telling you right now, one guy that's going to get a lot of buzz on his pro day and that's going to say, "Oh, this guy is a top one or two quarterback in the draft." It's going to be Will Levis. Will Levis has the strongest arm probably in the whole class, and he's going to make some crazy throws. He's going to uncork some bombs, and fans are going to fall in love. So just watch out for the upcoming Will Levis QB1 agenda that you're going to see on social media. But other than that, that's all I got for today's video, guys. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will catch you guys in the next video.